since you texted me and I haven't replied yet, talk to me about Bold real quick.
I'm really interested in it, but I can't move an
Please.
appointment next week, and I know there's a meeting. So mostly I just wanted to know what it was about because I can't come to that appointment next week.
Okay, so real quick,
Yeah.
you know that Bold's 7 days.
It's 7, is it 7 weeks?
So yeah, well, it's on Thursdays for 7 days, 7 weeks.
Thursdays, yeah.
Yeah, except for Red Day week, which it's on a Wednesday that week.
Yeah, okay. And it
So
starts,
it starts April 11th.
okay,
It's every Thursday for 7 weeks, except for that week.
okay.
And the price of Bold is $7.99.
Okay.
The average student gets 11 deals during Bold
Sounds crazy.
if you follow Bold like you're supposed to.
Right. I mean, that kind of is like
Yeah.
anything, right?
Right. Yeah. But some people do it. They don't
Only
follow
works
Bold
if you
like
do
they're
it.
supposed to. Yeah. The way I look at it is if you got 5 or 6 leads that closed from it,
Mhm.
it's worth the money.
For sure.
But it sets your mindset right. It helps you build systems and models, and it helps push you out of your comfort zone to do things that you typically wouldn't do.
Mhm.
Like stand up in a room of 50 people and say, I didn't make my goal this week.
Mhm.
And then everybody can go, what do we need to do to help you make your goal?
Oh, yeah.
So it's people cry in the Bold room, ton of energy in the Bold room. It's
Good
one.
to know. I'm glad to know what we're stepping into. So I'm gonna cry. Got it.
Yep. There, but you may cry. Yeah.
It just happens now.
Yeah. Just randomly. Yeah.
Like once I had kids, I was done. I can't not
You.
cry.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cry that? Hey, you can't not cry.
Yeah.
You're like me. I'm a super sap. Like I can be watching the dumbest comedy ever, and if there's like a touching moment, it's probably
Uh-huh.
not.
Mhm.
But Stacy saw it at family reunion, me crying my eyes out during
Yeah.
what
I teared up. I cried 3 times in one day at
was
family.
during Mel, wasn't it? Mel Robbins, I was crying like a baby. I just
Yeah.
because I quit trying to hide like you try to hide like, oh my itches.
Yeah.
I just quit because I kept doing
You
it.
grab the tissues and stop fighting it.
Yeah, I just know it's coming. I'm crying. I'm crying like a small little child.
Bold got a little more confusing for me because it starts at 9, right?
9 to 2:30. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have preschool drop off for my one. So my husband was gonna figure it out. He's got to have surgery the week it starts,
Well, just tell him to postpone his surgery. He didn't need all that stuff.
right? He doesn't need a knee. I've told him you don't need to
Yeah,
walk.
you got another one. It's
No, I
good.
think I can still work it out. It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, the script I pulled up was we can always come down on price later. Have we talked about this one, Stacy, that you recall?
No, I don't think so.
So with all the listing appointments you've had, you probably need to talk about this, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when we logged on, I told Adrian, I think Stacy's logging on. She goes, she's probably at another listing appointment.
I would love that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, darn. Yeah, keep making fun of me for going to listing appointments, please.
Yes, I just need more.
Yeah, I know it. You'll get more. You will get more. Like if you heard the team meeting this morning, we're going to really focus on listings in some classes and buyer's agency agreements
Good.
in other classes. All right, so we'll see if we like this. I'm going to read it just like we typically do and see. So we can always come down on price later. You're right. And I think you need to take it into account how homes get sold. So you see, if we come out of the gate with your home overpriced, all the agents that show properties will instantly write you off as non-motivated sellers. Can I explain what that means from an agent's perspective? Sure. So you see, if we come out of the chute with your home overpriced, all the agents that show the properties will instantly write you off as a non-motivated seller. The higher a price on a property, let less, that's not right. What about the higher a price on a property?
The sound. Don't say that. No.
That's not let less, the seller needs to sell it. At least that's what the agents believe.
No, it's not.
Purely from their past experience.
It's a power.
A non-motivated seller means that if you come down on your price later, 2 things will happen. most agents won't even realize your home has been reduced. And you might say, can't we just send them a flyer telling them that it's been reduced? And of course you can,
I
but
would.
we could send everybody a flyer telling them that the price has been reduced, and yet agents get 500 flyers a week. There's a good chance it'll go unnoticed. If they see that you had the home priced really high in the beginning, that will tell them that you were kind of unrealistic when listing the property, meaning that you don't believe or didn't believe that what I was saying was true. All agents interpret this as trouble when it comes to getting a deal closed. Do you understand why? If we price it to sell right from the beginning, our odds of getting agents to show the house is much higher. So do we like that at all?
Something I don't like. No.
It felt a little clunky to me.
Yeah, I like the last part you said there. If we price it to sell right from the beginning, our odds of getting agents to show it is much higher. That,
Right. And I think actually the conversation Adriana and I were having was a little better before that. Don't you think so, Adriana? It's like if you price it too
Yeah, a
high,
little bit.
yeah, I mean, if you price it too high, one, for example, if you've got a $300,000 house and you price it for 325, people that are in the market for a 250 to $300,000 house will never see it, because when you
Yep.
search on the internet, they're not typing it up 325 because they don't price too high. They check in their price range. So you won't even be seen by people in your price range. And people in the next higher price range are going to go to your house and compare it to other houses in the price range, and it won't get looked at or considered because it's not going to be up to par with the next level up, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then if you come in too high and you start dropping prices, they're going to think that there was something wrong with the house, and then it's going to sit on the market longer also, which is going to reduce the number of people who come and look at it. And it's going to make people want to lowball you on offers. So technically pricing it too high will probably get you less money than pricing it correctly or even a little bit low. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Did I lose you?
I'm still.
Forrest and Sonia Radcliffe are amazing at pricing a property like a little bit low, and then it drives it up a lot higher.
yeah, it's a great.
Like
Yeah.
even now, because they had a house that was probably a 450 house. They listed at 445 and it sold for 470. And they tell their people that when they come in. If we do a CMA and it comes out this price, we're going to price it just a little below, which will probably drive the price up.
So I feel like a great script.
Yeah, and that's
Mhm.
in today's market, that's true, because it's not a used car sales. Like, it's not like you go to the car dealership and you see a $30,000 car and you say, "I'll give you 25, no 28, 26." The way it works. Maybe back in the 70s, but that's not the way it works.
Right, it's true.
So how would you word that, Stacy? I know we don't have anything to read directly from, but
I mean, I usually, when I talk about like pricing as far as like a CMA, I'll say, we have an idea of like, price per square foot, or, we've compared these properties and we have an idea of where we're at or a range, but really like it's the market that decides, and it's the person that's buying your house. So we know that the longer a house is on the market, the less chance that it's going to get full asking price. So we also know that if we list that home, because of the lack of supply, we should be having like 3 to 5 showings a week. And if we don't, then that's telling us that the price is probably too high. If we're somewhere where the location is good and the condition is good, then it's always the price. And so then we just take a look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty much your 3 factors: is price, location, condition.
I like throwing it on the market. I mean, because that's what it is. And I really love, there were several times at family reunion, they talked about like not giving a price. And I love that idea, because then you can't be wrong. Because if it's anything other than that, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. So they talked about when you go to a listing appointment, don't give a price.
Yeah.
Just talk about the house, look at the house, maybe even do a CMA with them.
Ask them, because they absolutely have a number in mind, even if they're not telling you they do, but they do. And then really like just getting curious and getting deep about that. Like why is that number important? What number do you want to see on your seller net sheet that would make you happy? Like those types of things. And then obviously you have a range of an idea of where you think it's at. And then like they even said going as far as like just showing them the comparables and having them compare like, oh, well, what do you think? I mean, this is your neighbor's house. Like, what do you think about the things that they have versus what you have? It's pretty hard for them, you know, at that point to be like super disillusioned because it's right there in front of their face.
Yeah,
But
I
not
like
selling-
that if they're priced too high, I like making them the shopper. Like
Oh,
if their house is 375, they want to price it 375, but it's a 350 or below house.
mhm,
Show them 375 houses that have sold in the last couple months in their area. And say,
mhm,
your house compared to this one.
right. Yeah,
No,
right. That's
you
good.
see the blood stain on the wall in your house? This one doesn't have it.
It's true. It's a good point. Yeah.
That's when they get super stubborn.
Mhm. Yeah. Luckily, I've not had that yet, but I mean, obviously, the more listings you have, the more that's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think, Adriana? Would you say it any differently, or did you like the conversation, or?
I don't know.
I mean, I like what we've said, but that script necessarily, I don't know.
I took it off. I'm done. I didn't like it.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely talk about, you know, like the stigma that will follow if it sits on the house or on the market for too long, and, you know, pricing for the market, and yeah, flip the script, have them be the shopper.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's what you want to lead with is the market prices the house. I don't price it. You don't price it. The market decides the price of the house.
Because yeah, when I also try to bring that up when I'm like doing like a CMA for a listing appointment that I had a couple weeks ago, they were like, oh, well, so-and-so's house down there sold. And I'm like, so they paid cash. So like it's great to have that as a CMA because then you can compare your house. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's not a really valid CMA because, you know, or a really valid price. So anybody can pay anything they want. I mean, it has to appraise. So I always try to like bring that up as well. Like obviously cash is king. You can list it for anything in the world that you want and someone can pay whatever they want cash. But if not, I mean, bank's not going to give you a loan for more than it's worth.
Yeah, I had a buddy in Kentucky that wanted to sell his house. He's a
Mhm.
good friend of mine. He called me, wanted to know if he could sell his house for 325.
Mhm.
And I knew his house, and I went, no. I mean, my house is bigger than yours, and mine's probably a 250, 275 house. He goes, well, my neighbor just had somebody buy their house for 325, and my house is bigger than theirs. So, well, how'd that happen? Somebody from Chicago just came and knocked on their door and offered them the money. I was like,
That's how that happened.
yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's just here today. That's not gonna happen. That was really weird. That was very specific,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Mhm.
If you list your house, you're gonna list it for 240 if you're lucky.
Mhm.
And then I
Yeah.
sent an agent over there to do a CMA, and she figured about 260.
Mm.
So he
And did
decided he didn't list it
oh okay.
because he just thought he could make a bunch of money off of it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, no, you're too far past COVID. It's not happening anymore.
That's not how it works anymore.
Yeah, during COVID, yes. Put a for sale sign on the roof. Somebody from California is going to see it and throw you money.
Mhm.
We had a ton of people from California buy houses without even looking at them.
That wild.
Agent just did a video walkthrough, contract signed back and forth, and then they loaded up their stuff and
Mhm.
drove over and moved in.
Yeah, I had I had the seller and the buyer was a sight unseen, like she's in another state and she bought.
Yeah, that's good sometimes, but if they come and sign the contracts and walk in and hate the house,
Mhm.
then you got a big trouble.
Yeah, except that sight unseen form.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're in trouble. It's just going to be a hassle with the person.
Yeah, it's just not good. Not good.
Yeah. I think we only had one person ever that just decided, no, I don't want it. So I'm just going to put it back on the market. He closed the deal and just put it back on the market.
Mhm.
So it was, yeah, it was interesting. So I'm pivoting here a little bit because I found a site I think that you were talking about maybe wanting the other day, Stacy.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Scripts for listing appointments.
Yes.
So we'll walk through a couple here and see if we like. Oh, I see you're intelligent, you're competent, you're trustworthy. When you say to the seller, I have a list of buyers, and then put that on the MLS, excuse me, and then put that list of MLS buyers on the seller's kitchen table, instantly the seller recognizes. So it says to put a list of MLS buyers on the seller's table. So I guess you'd have to have that list of buyers.
Just What does MLS buyers mean? Just that they have an agent, you think?
I guess, I guess it's probably your buyers you have in your pocket that are looking for houses, or
Okay,
maybe buyers even the market center has.
okay.
So that's saying that I already have a list of buyers that may be interested in the house.
Mhm.
Instantly, the seller recognizes you're intelligent. I don't know why they're intelligent, maybe competent and trustworthy. So simply say this: I have a list of real buyers who must buy within the next 15 days. May I have your permission to drop this list of motivated buyers over to your home tomorrow evening between the hours of 5 and 8? The list will also include photos of the homes where these buyers are currently living as my proof of evidence that I'm telling you the truth. I hate that. I'm
Yeah,
going
that's creepy.
yeah, I hate that. Terrible, terrible. So to qualify the seller first with this script. So many agents go on listing appointments only to discover the seller is not ready or motivated to list. This is why it is essential for you to qualify the seller prior to the listing appointment. This way you will save yourself time and heartache. Here is a survey suggestion with specific questions on how to qualify a seller when speaking with the seller on the telephone.
Okay.
So, what's that?
This is okay. I'm kind of interested in that. It seems like a lot of questions to throw at someone, but
Well, you probably don't ask them all. It's just you
yeah,
pick and choose, pick and choose.
yeah, I do. I kind of like that.
Yeah. So, Mr. Seller, before we get together, may I ask a few questions so I can prepare properly for our appointment? So how long have you been thinking about putting your home up for sale? Do you want me to prepare, do you want me to prepare for you a CMA, which outlines the current market value of your home? May I have your permission to bring a list of targeted buyers to our appointment? A few of these buyers will be ready to buy within just days. Is that too fast? After we meet and you have had the opportunity to review our home selling system, when are you ready to list? Are you planning on interviewing more than one agent? Where do you want to move after you sell? How soon do you want to move? Have you looked at homes online yet to see what's out there? If one of my buyers offers you the price you want, are you ready to accept the offer? What is the price range you think you're willing to accept? Can you describe your home to me? Is it possible for me to look at your home before we meet? Also, may I have your permission to drop off my how to have a successful sale package 2 days before we get together? Our meeting will require about 1 hour of your time. Is that okay? Do we like those questions? Maybe not all at once, like you
Yeah.
said, but pick and
Mhm.
choose a few of them.
Yeah, there are a few in
Yeah. Few in there that are pretty good.
Oh, I think they all kind of come out in conversation anyway. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what the next one is. We can talk about these a lot, the next one.
Don't love the asking if they're interviewing more than one real estate agent.
I didn't love that either, because then you put it in their brain.
Yeah.
that they
Most
want.
people don't,
It's like telling a kid don't.
right?
They
Yeah,
just hear do. They're like, oh, I should interview more than one.
that's right. Don't eat any of those Oreos in the fridge.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's Oreos in the fridge.
Stick to the fridge.
Yeah, things my wife should never say to me.
I like those. Are you
Yeah.
able, do you have this?
Yeah,
Or,
I can send it to you.
okay, great.
Yeah, I can send you the link, or I can copy and paste it separately, either one, however you want to do it.
Whatever's easier.
Here's what I'll do. Watch this. I'll just do it by the beam.
Oh, there we go.
And there, it's in the chat.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Listing, okay, request, excuse me, to view the home first. Before we sit down to discuss the sale of your home, would it be possible for you to show me your home and for you to let me know what you think are the highlights of your home? A buyer would like to know. Also, can you tell me what you think are the negative features of your home so I can develop a viewing strategy to overcome these issues? I think that's all good to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, listing, let's see, when at the seller's kitchen table, which is where you should do listing presentations if you didn't know that already. Did you have an opportunity to review the pre-listing presentation material I dropped off to you? Do you have any questions? Did you notice I included a list of targeted buyers? That's all a little bit redundant, but that's okay too. And I know I'm scrolling through these fast, but we'll see which ones we like and don't like. Here's just discuss the target. This is a little new to me, the targeted list of buyers. I brought with me tonight what is called a targeted list of MLS buyers for your home. This list consists of buyers who will be ready to buy a home over the next 30 to 120 days. In 17 times out of 20, your buyer will be found on this list. Allow me to show you where I produce this list and how my MLS board cooperates with me so that we know when one of these buyers are ready to buy. So that sounds like it's MLS wide. I wonder how that works out. That
I
must
was
be,
gonna say, can you unpack that? how do we do that?
I don't know. I'm gonna research that one. So let me make a note to look that up. How to be the buyer authority in a listing presentation. The marketing plan introduction. And there's a 12-step marketing plan of an effective listing presentation. And that's right there. I'm interested. Are you interested in clicking on that one?
The first time I incorporated a pre-listing packet presentation, it was the listing that I just got, so.
Yeah, did it work out? So this is kind of nifty.
Hmm.
It's a lot.
There's a lot there.
It's a lot, but it doesn't really look overwhelming. So I
No, it
like that.
doesn't.
It's
Yeah.
clean.
So
Yeah.
that's just a link on that I just sent you. See, it's down
Mhm.
here.
Okay.
Just a
Yeah.
link. Let's see, is this the same link? Yep, same link. And I agree, and there's a listing presentation in Command also. It's like 29 pages. But of course you can delete anything you don't need.
Mhm.
The pricing plan introduction. Mr. Seller, now that we have discussed both the targeted list of buyers and the marketing plan, allow us now to discuss the pricing plan for your home. Have you ever heard of a CMA? It's the industry standard professionals use to determine a price range of your home. CMA provides you a summary of what buyers are willing to pay for a home such as yours in this neighborhood at this time. It will also tell us what buyers are not willing to pay for a home such as yours. Lastly, it'll inform us of our competition, which is very important when it comes to winning your buyer. Not like that. That's okay. Do y'all like that conversation?
Mhm.
Yeah, because we do have to explain
This
and talk about this.
buyer, I don't feel like I have a large enough targeted list of buyers to take to. I think someone would see that and they'd go, okay, there's, a few people there.
Yeah, well, you might take that out if we discussed, and really what this is, and this is something that I think I learned 100 years ago, but when you go into a house to talk to them about listing their house, or even if you're going to work for them as buyers, go in and ask them, say, hey, can we go sit down at the kitchen table? And then just kind of say, so here's what I kind of want to do today. I'd like to go over, key points about your house. I'd like to walk through your house. Then I'd like to sit down and discuss how I'm going to market your house. And then we'll do a quick CMA to show you what your house is priced with the current market. And what you're doing is you're taking control of the whole situation. You're showing you're the professional, you're in control, and then you just follow your own list of to-dos and they'll follow along right with you. Because if you come and sit in and say, hey, I'm Ben, I'd love to list your house. What do you want to do?
I'm like,
Yeah.
And then you just sit there and wait for them to guide you. You be in control, you guide the whole thing, and that gives them a sense of comfort and
sure.
protection
Mhm.
and a little more trust. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's
And
kind
it
of what this is.
probably gives you the confidence because I mean, yeah, you're leading the show, so how it's
Mhm.
gonna go.
Yeah, it's your appointment. Just sit down and go, this is how I roll.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I'm going to keep scrolling down this one a minute. So listing, I know it's 4 o'clock. I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I think this is a good one to go through. What do you think?
Mhm.
There's a few we
Yeah.
don't like, but a few we like. Listing presentation script video. There we go. Well, good. I like that one saving it. Have to move y'all out of the way to do so, but there. Well, good. All right. Well, any questions? Did I answer your bold questions, Stacy, for you?
Yeah. This part, that's kind of what I was wondering is, like, I knew it was on Thursdays. I didn't exactly know when it started. Last year we had kind of like a bold meeting. And I wonder, like, is that going to be what this is next week? Just kind of like talking about, I don't really know what I'm signing up for.
The next week is the team meeting, and it's going to be like the bold coach is going to zoom in, and we'll have panelists that have been to bold, and it'll all
Okay.
be questions about bold and things like that.
All right.
The first step of bold will be April 11th,
Okay.
and that's when the bold coach will be here teaching first day 9 to 2:30.
Okay.
And then steps 2 through 7 are the following weeks, and it's at Pine Valley Country Club.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, so, it'll probably be an easier drive for you, Stacy, because that's north.
Mm-hmm,
So you can pretty much bring 30 almost all the way in. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah, that works. I think, I wonder if we have, I'm not sure if we had it there last year or not.
no, I know one of our agents got us that facility for nothing. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, and the other thing we have to do is pay for the food. So,
That's great.
yeah, so it's good. But it's worth it to do it.
Mhm.
Any chance you have to do it, I say do it. And I say do it at least once a year, every
Mhm.
year.
Everyone says do it, do it, do it, do it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna sign up and do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I've talked to agents that done it 25 times and they'll do it again the next year.
It's wild. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it
No
always.
matter what level your business is at, every
Mhm.
time you take bold, your business goes up.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And I'll say, just like I said in the meeting day, do you like money?
Yes.
Then you'll take bold. Well, thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate it.
All right. See ya.